So over the years, I've learned that in South Africa, where there's a will, there's a way. But if there's no will, there's no way. What am I talking about? So as I'm sitting listening to today's witness at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, Dr. Schoeman, who is, I don't know exactly whether my jaw is on the floor or I'm not surprised or I'm angry. I'm not quite sure, but I think I'm between anger as well as I'm not surprised type of situation. And then as I'm listening to him talking about lifestyle audits and lifestyle review and things of that nature, which also includes declaring your assets before becoming a member of parliament or a president or anybody that is going to work in the public sector, like public disclosure type of situation, because they're supposed to do that. We, the people of South Africa, need to know that the people we've elected in parliament, legislatures, city councils, and those that also be working with government, because at the end of the day, they are responsible for the purse of our country, whether they're making decisions on the purse or they are disseminating the purse or implementing the purse. You know what I'm trying to say? So we'll need to know that these people are squeaky clean, and these people will not say, oh, well, I already had a company. That is why I am a clerk at the Department of Justice. At the same time, I'm a multimillionaire. We don't want to hear that. A classic example, Feroz Khan, General Khan. General Khan is a general in the South African Police Service and heading intelligence. But he also gets 3 million rand from a business that he has not disclosed to subs, that I have a company, it does spare parts, and I make 3 million rand a month out of that particular company. I'm just saying 3 million rand because I don't remember if it's annual or monthly, but I don't know. Let's not make any more assumptions. So that's a classic example. And he can always defend himself and like, well, I do this as a hobby. How do you argue with the person that says, but this is my hobby? Some people who are police officers, for relaxation, they go fishing. Should they declare also that they go fishing? Some people, they would own farms. And another classic example, Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa is the president of the country. And when you become president of the country, you declare all your business interests. That also includes resigning from these businesses and focus only on the country, nothing else. But here we are, and we are hearing him flat out telling us on our faces that, well, I'm also a businessman. The money that was stolen under my couch was a purchase from for the buffaloes. I am a farmer of buffaloes. But you're like, is he confusing us deliberately? Because, wait a minute, what are you doing with private business while you're also running a country? Isn't this some kind of conflict of interest and a crime at the same time that the president is confessing to? So this gentleman that we have on the stand in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, he's here to clarify all these things. And he's singing like a canary. The South African Police Service is so rotten. The question was asked by, I think, Matthew Chaskelson, senior counsel, that if the police have ever been lifestyle audited. Nope. Even the minister said, no, they were never lifestyle audited. However, there are some remnants of showing that maybe here and there, I think maybe it's because of the factionalism, political factionalism in the police. For example, if you look at what happened to Warrant Officer Carl Sander and his coffee machine, and he had to be subjected to a polygraph test. Clearly that whoever did that, because Sinona said, I did not do it. And also the stealing of the 200 million rand drugs at in Port Shepstone, Even Carl, who was on leave, was subjected to a polygraph test. Those sort of things that when they don't like you, you will be subjected to some kind of an audit. I guess to find something and chuck you out of the service type of situation. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I also remembered the ANC itself has what you call an ethics committee. And Batabile Dlamini was it Batabile? Yeah, Batabile Dlamini said, we all have skeletons in, let her tell it to you herself. There she is.
All of us there in the NEC have our smallanyana skeletons, and we don't want to take out all skeletons out because they will be, or hell will break
Yes,
loose.
ma'am. So you have compromised people sitting in what you call an ethics committee. And this ethics committee, how many people has it found guilty of the accusations that they are being accused of? Exactly. So the witness currently is saying that there is no way that you are going to be in a compromised position yourself, and then you subject other people to lifestyle audit. Who is life auditing you? I'm like, this is a question we've been asking for the longest time on this channel. And that's why I'm saying I'm not surprised that now we are hearing this, that this has been going on for 32 years. No democracy anywhere that does not subject its government officials to a lifestyle audit or even vetting. And it's done annually. No democracy, but South Africa for 32 years. So it's quite clear that the people that took over in 1994, they deliberately said, we want to eat and we don't want to be disturbed with people coming to ask, how come everyone else is eating a boiled chicken, but you are eating KFC? Both are chicken, but the other one happens to be a little upper class than the other one. So they don't want to be asked that questions, those are eating KFC, that why others are eating boiled chicken, not even just any chicken. The boiled chicken, or ramtutu. I don't know if you know what ramtutu is. It's those GM'd chickens. When you take a bite of it, it explodes in your mouth type of situation. While the other ones are eating first grade chickens. You know, the type that you get at Woolworths. Yeah, that's what they're eating in their KFCs. So they did not want to be questioned or disturbed. They wanted to eat. And this is where the opening of my video, where I am saying, where there's a will, there's a way. So things kind of got a little bit intense. We had the scorpions. The scorpions were stinging left, right, and center. It did not care what position you held in government. As long as your hands were caught in the cookie jar, they came and stung you, including the deputy president, Thabo Mbeki, Jacob Zuma. Yeah, came for him, stung him, and then came 2007. That's where the wheel popped up. Because when Thabo Mbeki in 2007 in Polokwane was removed as president of the country, the will was, let's use the 2/3 majority that Thabo Mbeki got for us and disband the Scorpions in parliament in 2009 when we win elections. And what happened to the Scorpions? The first order of the day was the disbandment of the Scorpions. As a matter of fact, this already started after President Mbeki was removed and Khanile Motlanthe took over as acting president, taking us to the 2009 elections. I think by the time we got to the 2009 elections, and then the lights go off. gonna do this a while. It's solar. I hope you don't mind me talking over the darkness, but I'll try my level best to edit. But it's gonna be doing this now and again until it stabilizes. I apologize. So yeah, and then by the time we hit 2009, the scorpions were gone because the Jacob Zuma administration was not sure if they will have the two-thirds majority to disband the scorpions in the new administration, because out of the removal of Thabo Mbeki, Congress of the People was born, and it came hot and steady. So it showed that it was going to take away this two-thirds majority from the ANC. So that is why the Scorpion had to be disbanded immediately. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about political will. These people, they know when to play the card of the political will. Because as the Jacob Zuma era came in, I Gwaba will tell our Wayega in some instances where people were actually taking advantage, and I still think that Jacob Zuma was taken advantage of for many reasons by union leaders, by youth league leaders, or Julius Malema, etc., and so on to enrich themselves. Maybe Jacob Zuma was too smiley and dancing Wami while the country was being pillaged. Some said, hey, wait, you also deserve $12 million to build Nkandla. Again, political will. To do what would our purse do as they pleased with it. That is where we found ourselves with political will. Now, in the same breath, as this Dr. Schoolman is talking, my goodness, I am so sorry, guys. It's gonna stabilize. I promise it's gonna stabilize. As I'm listening to Dr. Schoolman, I'm like, hang on a minute. It looks like once again we will be victims of political will. Or we are the products of political will. But here's the thing, though, because I'm finding myself in a catch-22. I am in between a rock and a hard place type of situation. And every figure of speech you can imagine, even oxymoron. Because in 2013, under Jacob Zuma's administration, somebody said, hey, I think, guys, let's get bulega kulu in the cookie jar. And we even ran out of banks to stash these monies. Cayman Island, Dubai, and all the other tax invasion countries. And then around the same time, there was this new phenomena that was growing of influencers. You know those girls with BBLs, as Mr. Sibia would say it, BBL. So those girls, we can actually use them as our savings account. And in order for us to protect our monies from those, not from the girls per se, but from the public finding out and then we get arrested, we need to create a law. Now, here where I am stuck between a rock and a hard place, I am of the view that people's privacy must be protected. I mean, the Constitution is quite clear on that. Very, very clear. That my privacy is my privacy and I should not negotiate with it. Same goes with your own. You should never negotiate with your privacy. But this one was sinister. It was about hiding the money. Because once the money is hidden, you can't go to a certain girl that was known to be dating a certain politician. Remember, imagine this in your mouth. Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but also some of them were marrying these girls. They were marrying these girls. So the point that I'm trying to make here, this was when the introduction of the Poppy Act came in 2013. So I asked myself, when was the, Poppy Act introduced in Parliament and when was it enacted? And so, of course, we all go to our best buddy called ChatGPT, who said the Protection of Personal Information's Act, POPI Act, commonly known as POPI Act, was enacted by the South African Parliament in 2013. It was assented, meaning it was taken to the president for signing, it was assented by the president on November 19, 2023. So it gets introduced in Parliament in 2013, and in the same year, it gets enacted. It becomes the law. But there are other acts that are supposed to be assented by the president. How many years down the line? Do you see? Where there's a will, there's a way. Right now, or maybe not right now, last year we submitted constitutional review submissions. A year later, what have they done again? Oh, they called it that meeting because SSCR was on their neck and threatening to take them to court. Yeah, it's crazy, eh? Where there's a will, there's a way. So that means the people in that parliament, they can pass laws in the same year the bill was introduced. Yes, fellow South Africans. So now when you're listening exactly to let me continue. The president assented it on the 19th of November 2013 and came into full effect on July compliance, which was July 1st, 2020. Yeah, it's crazy, guys, how quick things happen. And now, this gentleman, understanding the Madam Commission of Inquiry, is like, well, whether these people take money and they put it in a family member's account or a friend, POPI Act kind of, it's their savior. And that is why many of us, with all these revelations, I mean, you remember we said, oh, the influencers are in trouble. No. Right on our faces, they still lived in a 10 million rand house. Because the money, it's their money. You can investigate until you are blue in the face. Because these politicians, what they did, they would steal money from us, South Africans, and then they will open a business. And they take that business and put it under a trust. You can't investigate a trust in South Africa. You can't sue a trust in South Africa. So these influencers, they all have trusts. We got played. We got played, y'all. Using the law, we got played. If they could use the same brain to commit crimes and come up with these sophisticated laws and utilize it in serving the people of South Africa, can you imagine how far we would be? Can you imagine how far we would be? Guys, I cannot. I can't anymore. I can't. Because nobody's going to be held accountable for the monies that have been stolen. They're gone. Not coming back. All that Zondo Commission of Inquiry and R1 billion later, gone. Who's Boo Boo the fool? It's you and me. They're laughing at us. They're like, Nina, poo-poo. Keep voting, though. Keep voting ANC, though. Hi, guys. I don't know. I hope I will be illuminated enough because there's nothing I can do about this. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Please tell me what are your thoughts. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.